Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning market report. We started a little bit early. Alex, though, ending a little earlier today. He's sick. He's very sick, but we're glad to see him back. So shout out to the Otter Gang joining us in here. Shout out to all the alumni. Thank you guys for showing up every day. We appreciate you. We got a little bit of green on the markets today. It started off very red overnight. A lot of sell-off yesterday, and then all of a sudden, Trump goes on, starts speaking. Of course, he talked about Greenland. He talked about, tariffs and crypto. But when he started talking about crypto, we got a pretty good move going on it. And he basically reinforced that Bitcoin and crypto US is going to be a thing. But yeah, we got a little bit of a movement here on the markets today. Looking at the actual chart here, I'll just throw it up behind me here. You can see right there, little bumps. I do have a line on here, $90,000, guys. We got to watch that line. We're going to talk about that. It has to do with the options gamma. So we'll break that all down. But we got some news to go through today. Not a whole lot of economic data today, but we do have some headlines to go through. Going to talk a little bit about Sell America, the debasement of the U.S. Economy right now. Gold breaking a new all-time record, and we also have some other things. So let's go ahead and get into it. You guys know what time it is. Class is in session. Thank you guys for joining us here on the Morning Market Report. As always, the Morning Market Report brought to you by our sponsor, Chart Prime. Appreciate Chart Prime for sponsoring the channel, and appreciate everyone that's here. Let's go ahead and bring up a guy you probably haven't seen in a while. I've been alone and unafraid all week long, but now I got my co-host back. What's up, OC guy? How you doing, man?
Not much, just a brand new man here.
Brand new man that doesn't mute himself. Well, I mean, we're on something here. We're on a roll. We're on a roll. Would you like the thumbnail today?
I just learned a new word for my marriage, man. Like, now that it's official both ways, I say that, you know what? Since today, I have in this house the last word, wife, and it's yeah, honey, whatever you like.
All right, so let me give you some tips. If you take a blanket and fold it multiple times, it creates extra padding to put on your couch, and it won't you won't sweat through and like stain your couch up. So it protects your couch cushions and gives you a softer bed at night to sleep on. So yeah, let me know how that works out for you, and if it works out like I think it will work out, make your pallet on the bed on the couch and enjoy your new sleep spot. So. Because you can be right, you can be right, or you can be happy, as you know what it has said. So, hopefully,
hopefully it works out. No, but the last words of mine on my end is going to be yes, honey, whatever you like. So
exactly.
That works.
Did you see my post yesterday? I posted that my wife was buying the dip. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, my wife bought the dip yesterday. She picked up about $24 in Bitcoin by spending $500 on our Coinbase credit card. So yeah, she bought the dip. She got me some Bitcoin by spending $500. She was booking a spa for our cruise coming up this week. I got some news on that also. Let's go ahead and jump in over here. Let's talk about the chart. We'll talk about what's going on. Looks like Bitcoin is moving right now, hitting that $90,000 range. Get your chart ready, OC. We'll come back over to you in just a second. But yeah, Bitcoin is pushing on that $90,000 range, guys. That $90,000 range is a gamma level. If we go over here real fast and take a look, you can see that gamma 90,000 right there. Right there. That's the gamma that we're watching. And then the delta is coming in from 89 to $90,000, meaning anything in that range. You can see there, even the theta, that's your time. Vega is your decision point. $90,000, guys. Looking at the chart at that $90,000 range, if we break this, we could get a very quick move if it doesn't pull back in. Now, the deal with this is that $90,000 is the pivot point, which means people will make more money if it's between $89,000 and $90,000 on options. So if we hit that, it very likely will be a rejection, just like if we hit 89,000, very likely we'll get bought up to keep it within that range. You can see we are getting a slight wick there right now. But if we break above this, it's a big if we break above this and it holds, guys, I'm watching for 92,058. That would be the key level, previous resistance, previous support. And that would be a resistance point right on that 4 hour dynamic reactor. So that's what I'm watching there. OC, what do you have on your chart? Let's talk about Bitcoin real fast, and then we'll get into the news.
Absolutely. Let's get started to where I close my short. This is just so you guys know already. I'm out of that short. I'm looking for the next opportunity to short it, and this is how far it went. Remember, short at 5x, 45.88, and I closed it at what was that? 88 141. So 88 400, somewhere around there. Holy Jesus. All right. So I was traveling. So basically, it was somewhere around here. And I enter somewhere around there. Just so you know. So I was able to take it all the way from the top to the bottom. And for me, it's time to be taking some profits and forget about that trade. Nonetheless, what is it? The next one that I'm seeing, almost exactly the same thing that Piper is it's watching. We have a bullish divergence in here. We have a double um bottom pattern in here, a or cluster, a os oversold that seems like it's going to have enough momentum to start pushing to the zero line, despite we're still pretty bearish, right? We have our dynamic reactor terminating strong at 4 hours, so keep in mind and keep in mind, yep, the 91,581. So that's going to be my next possible short, and that is because we have a sell out signal. It's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and luckily off we go. Bear in mind that we can even go as high as this one. Usually when I'm looking for that retracement on the sellouts signals, I'm looking at this area, same area that I see the flag. So for example, right here, and here it will be a good idea to ask for if we had a flag. So do you have a flag? So
Do you
there
have
you
a
go, looking for
flag?
that flag. Let's go. So looking for that flag for a possible retracement, but also I'm not gonna make the mistake to ignore the very first resistance. So what am I looking for there? It's a rejection on the zero line, and if I got that rejection on the zero line, just like in here, and let me bring this up closer. Remember, I did not short here. And remember, Piper mentioned, and if you guys recall, that I use these signals, these little tick marks, as reversals, right? So I don't short here, I shorted a little bit on the way down, basically somewhere around here, second candle, and then on the way down. And that's basically as far as I went all the way downwards. And the same thing we're going to be doing here. All right. So looking for a breakout, retest, or rejection. And once we have that confirmation, just like we did in here, that's exactly where we look for the next short or the next breakout, retest, support. And that's what I got on Bitcoin so far.
Awesome. Let's go over here and give a shout out to. We got a lot of people in the chat right now. Rashad, what's up, man? I see you in here, bro. Crypto Princess, how you doing, lady? Appreciate you being here. Steve Hickey's in the house. Jr., our in-house trader at the Discord over there in Piper Academy. Appreciate you, Hart. Loco for crypto. Jesse Gellick. We got Harp in here multiple times, man. Muhammad said, "So will long then." You could settle, you could easily settle long, but I would wait for it until you get a retest on that 90,000 that support. Honestly, on lower time frames, if you get that, then set a tight stop loss. But yeah, you should be able to long if we get a break above it. Right now, though, we're still rejecting on that $90,000 range. That is not confirmed. Not confirmed, Mohammed. So make sure you are watching that. What's up there, Chubby? Appreciate you being here. Alexander G is in the house with us. I saw CJ Taylor earlier. He said good morning. Crypto Squid. David Brumbelow, the Brumblebee. We want the old OC back, Rick said. We want old OC back. He's a new married man. The old OC is dead and gone. Shout out to Justin Timberlake. So let's go get in on the news over here. Talk about that, OC. I need to get my screen set up, but I got to get this. There we go. We got to get into some of this news. You are not moving the right way. Stop it. Stop it, sir. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. And now over to the news. Let's go talk about that and get that out of the way. Of course, this is the options. We'll go over that again here in a minute for you guys. But let's just take a quick look here at what we're seeing on the into the Cryptoverse metrics today. Total crypto market cap. We dropped below 3 trillion last night, just so you guys are aware. And now it's back above 3 trillion. Total crypto market cap sitting at $3.037 trillion. The trend, the fair value on this is at 4.73 trillion, currently undervalued. Excuse me. Currently undervalued about 35.81%. Bring back my ticker. Man, this thing drops off all the time. That's a real live ticker, by the way, down here, guys. That's real time. And it goes away all the time. It's a pain in the butt to give you guys that info. But yeah, undervalued right now, 35.8%. Current risk value, we were down at 4.0 last night. Now we're at 4.11, still sitting in that risk band 4 range, though. What about Bitcoin dominance? With stable coins, we're at 59.17%. Take away those stable coins, we're sitting at 65.55 USDT dominance, holding pretty strong right now, guys. Looking at the liquidations in the past 24 hours, this was like 900 and some million, but now we're 24-hour window. But looking at 157,395 traders gotten liquidated in the past 24 hours, according to CoinGlass data. The total liquidations coming in at 753 million now. Largest single liquidation order happened on BitGet. It was a Bitcoin trade for 13.5 million bucks. It looks like X got me a couple of new notifications here. Come here, X. Come here. What's the new notifications? Let's make sure that I don't need any of this stuff for you. It's everybody resharing my stuff. I appreciate all of you. Quantum computing. Nope. Bitcoin just broke 90,000. Well, technically, it's slightly above it. Yeah, we'll go with that. Stock market will double. That was from Trump. This is all the stuff that he was talking about. Economy on pace to grow at double the rate than IMF, International Monetary Funds, if you don't know. Projection: if America booms, the world booms. America is the crypto capital of the world. As I said, he was talking about crypto while he was up there. And Dow Jones, U.S. market surges as President Trump rolls out a military action in Greenland. We are now at step 7 of our tariff playbook with timing exactly as outlined. So yeah, some of that was brought up also. He said, I'm working to ensure America remains the crypto capital of the world. That's what he said. But let's go check out the bookmarks and see what I got in here for X marks the spot. President Trump said he hopes to sign the crypto bill soon. That would be the Clarity Act. Of course, we're still seeing that Coinbase is fighting back and forth on this right now. But that's probably happening this week or next week. This week, I think that is very possible. Looking at the Bitcoin critical levels here, this is from Titan of Crypto. He's looking at Bollinger Bands, and I'll bring this up in full screen in a second, but he said historically, when price reconnects with the monthly Bollinger midband after an extended time above it, the moves often extend toward the lower band. And I want to show you guys what this looks like. Let me bring it up here. Open for me. There we go. So where he's talking about on this lower band, just like we did here, near here, didn't go all the way down, but he's talking about this being a $58,000 band. We'll take a look at the chart in a minute and take a look at my retracement levels, because I believe that's right in line with the golden pocket retracement levels, which I've said is more likely than a platinum pocket retracement this cycle, just because of institutional buy-in. But yeah, we'll take a look at that 58,400 level. Keep that in mind. Don't put it in the back of your head. Put it in your notes. Just there will be a quiz. David Brumbelow said Asia proves it every day that it's the crypto capital of the world. I agree, but that's why he said he's trying to make the USA the crypto capital of the world. Lunar Beaches, I hope you're going to be okay, man. He said, I really hope I don't lose power. Just snow, please, no ice. Ice is supposed to hit all across the area here, Texas, into Oklahoma, Arkansas, up into Tennessee, Kentucky. This is all supposed to get hit with some ice here. Definitely snow. You guys see where that O is right there? That's about where I'm at, right there, where it says prepare now. According to Eric Wallen, that means go buy beer. No, for me, I'm leaving early. So Friday morning, I will be heading out as soon as we get done with the live stream. I'll be hitting the road, because I was going to leave on Saturday to drive down to here. That's where I was going to be driving down to. Sir. Okay, we'll go with the full map. Down to here, that to leave on my cruise ship. But because this is going to be hitting Friday night, I do not want to risk driving through an ice storm. So yeah, we're going to leave on Friday instead of Saturday to get to that get down to port and get on that cruise ship. If not, I would not be able to catch the cruise. I'd lose a bunch of money, and you guys wouldn't have me gone for 2 weeks. I know you guys are heartbroken that I might have to stay. Looking at the fear and greed index right now, guys, we're sitting at 24 in extreme fear. We were in fear. We've been in fear for a while. Since about November, we've been in fear. So we did have one little break of greed and immediately went back to fear. Now we're back in extreme fear. Real World Asset Watch List posted that Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong said the new Crypto Act basically says that Americans should not be able to make more money out of their money. Let's take a listen to this and see what he said here.
Banks and crypto companies got the Genius Act passed into law, which actually did enable stablecoin rewards to happen. The banks had their own concerns, and we reached a good outcome in the Genius Act. And now the banks really are coming and trying to undermine the president's crypto agenda. I mean, these are the same banks that debanked him and his family, right? And they want to come in and say that Americans should not be able to actually earn more money on their profit margins, taking money out of the pockets of hardworking average Americans and putting it into the coffers of these big banks that are hitting record profits. And so our view is that there should be a level playing field where banks and crypto companies can lean into stablecoin legislation as an opportunity, and that includes paying rewards to Americans so that they can earn more money on their money.
And that's exactly what I agree with too. Here's the bottom line on it. When I figured out that I could put my money to work for me every day instead of putting it to work for a bank, that's when things started to really shift for me on where I was at financially. And so he's 100% right. When you put your money in a savings at a bank, that bank is using your money to lend out to other people, sometimes 9 times more than what you put in there, right? That's up to 10 times. Fractional reserve banking, right? And so that's how they make their money. Banks have no product besides lending money to people, and the money that they lend is borrowed from the people. So we should be making the money off of that, at least a percentage of what's going into build sky rises in downtown that say Wells Fargo on the side. They didn't buy that. That's your money that bought that. And they made money off of your money to put it all together. So I'm all for being able to put my money to work for me instead of a bank, because F banks. There you go. So my bank has to hate me because big money goes in. I sold my house, $146,000 went into the bank, $146,000 came right back out of the bank. So no touchy, not for you. I put that money to work for me. So shout out to Brian Armstrong. He is out there fighting a good fight on this. Don't sell your Bitcoin to the whales. I just want to point out the irony and the hypocrisy and the reality of things like this on X, guys. Don't sell your Bitcoin to the whales. That was what Bitcoin magazine said. But if we go down here and we take a look, GameStop just sold. They bought 4,710 Bitcoin back in the day. And everyone's like, look, big companies are buying Bitcoin. Yeah. GameStop sold 2,396 Bitcoin as it transferred half of its Bitcoin to Coinbase. Yeah, there you go. So there's what's happening. The whales are selling too, guys. They need exit liquidity. And if you're selling while they're selling, then they don't have anyone to sell to as much or as easy. And yeah, Coinbase will probably still buy it OTC. But this is copium. This is opium wrapped in coping right there. Okay. So got that exchange. What exchange are you talking about here? What happened with Rashad? Exchange froze all of his money. Rashad, that happens, bro. And I'm not sure what the details are behind it. They've all got 1,001 reasons, none of it clearly written in any of the policies. I've even had Coinbase lock my shit up before. I'm not sure what's going on with it. But if you're not moving, buying, selling, or yield earning, get that stuff into a wallet, bro. What else we got on here? That's it. That's it on X marks the spot. Let's take a look at the stock market this morning. See how that's looking now. Getting a little turnaround. Futures were very red this morning. Let's go to pre-market. Yeah, I guess it's not there anymore, but they were very red this morning. Dow Jones is now up 0.8 today. S&P is up about 0.8. The NASDAQ also up about 0.8. The Russell 2K up 1.34%. And the volatility index slowing down a little bit, calming down. Still above 17, but chilling. It's chilling out. Let's go look at the bonds. How did Europe and Asia look? Mixed market in Europe. Mixed market in Asia. Okay. Bonds market, we are seeing a little pullback here on the 10-year treasury yield. It is sitting at 4.283 though. Despite that, we did get lower mortgage rates on the 30-year bond overnight, or this morning, I should say. Looking at gold, though, guys, gold up 2% today, sitting at $4,863. I love gold. It is up 2%. Silver taking a little cool off here, down about 0.5%. Still sitting at $94, though, guys. Copper is up about 0.4%. Platinum and palladium up a lot, up in the green. Platinum, though, up a lot. Up 2.54%, outperforming palladium today. There you go, OC. Smile about it. I know you want to. There he is, smiling. See, I told you. So let's go look at the crypto bubbles here. How's the markets looking? Bitcoin's still down on the daily, about 0.3%. But making the returns on that, Ethereum still down 0.8%, BNB down 1.3%, XRP making a nice rally, up 1.3%, Solana up 1.4%, finishing out the top 5. Other big movers in the top 20. Bitcoin Cash up 3.4%, Monero down 4.3%, Zcash is up 5.1%, Sui flat, Canton Network. Jesus, holy balls in the chat, man. This thing is not slowing down. Again, Eric Wallen, you were right. I was wrong. Canton Network making it up there, guys, up 11.8% on the daily. Moving up 3 spots into the top 20. Avalanche, Litecoin, and Hyperliquid all down. That's our top 20 for today, guys. Looking at the economic calendar, of course you need a refresh. Of course you do. Here's that mortgage rate. Came down, went from 6.18 to 6.16 on the 30-year fixed rate mortgage. We had that Trump speech that's already taken place. No other big deals coming in today. I mean, we did get pending home sales, was down a lot. So yeah, people aren't really buying or selling. Why? Because they want this to come down, and house prices too. And shelter is just through the roof on the inflation side. Tomorrow, though, we're going to get GDP growth rate. It's expected to be up for the quarter 3 final rate quarter over quarter. Expected to be up 4.3% from 3.8. GDP price index quarter over quarter final, for that's a price and the other one's a growth. That's expected to be up also. And then we're going to get initial jobless claims for the week. That is our weekly unemployment filing. Then we're going to get some core PCE. That's going to be a little inflation information. It looks like it might be down. So that would be bullish for the markets. That would be bullish for the economy, might be bearish for the markets. Why is that? Because the blockchain report, but our Canton interview was yesterday on DeFi, crypto, and airdrops. Can you drop a link for that? Or Alexander, can you find a link for that? I'd love to go check that out. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, so the reason that the markets may take this information on inflation being lower, that means they don't have to really worry about the rates, especially if jobs continue to trend down. So yeah. Be aware from volatility. That's all I'll say on that. How are we looking right now on a chance of a rate cut in January? This is going to be next week, by the way, guys. We're looking at a 95% chance of no rate cut as of right now. This is Sell America. U.S. dollar treasuries prices tumble and gold spikes as the globe flees U.S. assets. Man, get that all out. The Sell America trade is in full swing Tuesday morning after President Donald Trump and European leaders escalated tensions over Greenland. This is Sell America again with much more broader global risk off. Krishna Guha, head of global policy and central banking strategy at Evercore ISI, wrote in a note to clients. Precious metals, gold, silver marched to fresh high. Gold, which was long viewed as a safe haven investment during periods of geopolitical turmoil, was on track for its biggest one-day gain since 2020. U.S. tumbled. Now they have rebounded a little bit this morning. We're making up those losses from the overnight futures. But the latest flare up is the so-called Sell America positioning following Trump's threats to impose 10% tariff. So I love how so many people in the world think that they're going to, have this massive effect, which they are. They're affecting the dollar. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. But if the U.S. stops consumerism with a lot of these countries, their economies would put everybody in poverty. So, gold breaking a new record in Greenland tariff threats is $7,000, the next level. And I'm going to go ahead and stretch this over here. We're going to bring up OC. OC, bro, are we looking at $7,000 gold on the table now? Is it in the cards? Your thoughts on this? After I get into this, analysts surveyed by London Bullion sees price rising above 5,000. We've called that price here on the channel, but they're talking about they see this thing putting it's now in the cards. Senior commodity strategist at ICBC Standard Bank sees gold price pushing as high as $7,150. Your thoughts on this, bro?
Totally possible. Totally possible. Right now, it's not that's such a huge target to achieve, but that depends entirely on first demand, also manipulation in gold. And what am I mentioning? Manipulation of gold. We know it's mineable. Not only that, mostly all of the mines are already bought. And this is something important to understand when you are buying. This is why it's so important to distribute your capital, right? Not only buying gold, but also buying silver and also buying assets. Why? Because you keep an equilibrium. Most of the mineable gold areas are already purchased, right? Already owned. And they can both manipulate how much of that mineable area is get access to, and well, then how much is going to be the projection? All right, so fair warning there, right before we start talking about 7K, right, on gold, but totally possible. And that has to do first with fear in the market, second, production and statistics of production of gold, and third but not least, manipulation of gold. Because remember, we have seen right now countries like China in Russia really cutting down its exports on gold. So all of those factors really apply. And I believe that we should be looking at, and let me say this with a caveat, all right? We should be looking at other countries that are less strong about their politics. And I know we don't use this word anymore, all right? But third world countries that they don't have a very strong economy and they're relying on their resources to come afloat, and see the production on those countries. Why? Because they are going to be the ones leading the price of gold. So yeah, I believe it's totally possible, but first we need a big retracement.
Yep, I agree. Check this out, man. Look, I'm looking over here at the chart, at the Bitcoin chart. We did get the pump up, but we front ran on the quantum reactor here, slow moving quantum reactor. We're pulling back below that $90,000 range. Why do I think that range is so important right now, that 90,000 area? Because we're sitting right above 86,166. That's going to be our 100-day. If we lose this and we break below it and get that rejection, guys, that level that they were talking about earlier, $58,000 range on that, where's it at? Bookmark from Titan to Crypto. This here, the Bollinger Band, 58,000. That we take a look at the chart for the retracement. That's coming in right about the 0.618. That's also going to be in line right here with our 200 week EMA. Nope. SMA, simple moving average. So that's our 200-week simple moving average coming in there too. And that would be the bottom side of the daily Bollinger Bands that Titan of Crypto is showing there also. So yeah, that level there, I think, is an area to watch. If we do break below the 100 here and get that retest, that's going to be a strong short area. Not high leverage, low leverage. Set your stop loss accordingly. But yeah, I do think that if we lose this 100 level, of course, we got to get above the 90,000 to not have that happen. I think that's going to be what we should be looking at beyond the 50% retracement of 70,500. So that's what I'm watching there. Let's go take a look over here at silver real fast on a 4 hour. see how silver's looking, and then OC is going to come back, do some gold, and do some altcoins. Okay, cool. Looking at silver, guys, this was the line that I said yesterday that if we hold this level, it's previous resistance, good support, right? You can see we did wick below it, but we are pulling back up on it now. Money flow is still coming up. Volume is coming down, though. Oscillator ribbon coming down. If we lose this level, which is at 92,670, watch for the 1887. That's the 80. That's the top of the platinum pocket at 89,000 or 89,000, $89.72. If that would be our next bounce area, and I think just like we called out down here on silver, when I said this is your area, we're going to be looking at that same thing here. That's going to be your box of entry. So, OC, what do you got for us on gold? Let's take a look at gold, and then let's go take a look at a few alts. What do you got for us, bro?
Absolutely. Just changed my chart from gold, but let's go take a look at it really quickly. Let me bring it up. But by the way, just so you guys know, I already have entered a small entry on Bitcoin for a long. I bought right in here as we were hitting that trend line. Why am I buying? If we have just right now on the 5 minutes, by the way, very important, 5 minutes. Why am I buying? If we have a bearish divergence and we have a peak seeker, and that is because I'm hunting for either a double top or some rejection pattern, and I'm trying just to profit out of the zone. My next short is going to be when or if we break that trend line. So just so you guys know, so far on profit just for a couple of cents, but let's go. We are right now on profits. Let's take a look at gold really quickly. And let's go to the 4 hours. In here, you know, or you may remember what we were talking about it here. And let's go to another chart because we have a more recent prediction on gold. Let's go for it. And right here, there it is. And let's go to the 4 hours, of course. And here's the most recent prediction. We were expecting, or I was expecting a little bit of a resistance in here. Why? Because we have a lot of things happening. Not only that, we also had a bearish divergence and a possible reversal. What happened? We went flat for a little bit, breakout. So technically, instead of looking for that, now we're looking for this. All right. Very important. Let's zoom out just a little bit. All right. Let's take a look at this pattern in here. Let's take a look at this pattern right here. And remember, this was the winning pattern. If you guys remember, I told you guys, when everybody tells you this is it is a bullish flag, it is not. It's a range, and it's going to end up breaking to the upside. Remember that? That's how we time this exact trade in here. All right. So let's go for the next asset there, or the next iteration of what might be happening. As you can see, it repeats the pattern, right? So we had gone for a little bit of a ranging here, and look at the target, right? The most important one I would say is this one in here, all right? And that is because this is a flat distribution and then a continuation. But let me copy those candles really quickly. Like, let's go over this area, I believe, and then all the way up here. All right. So as you can tell, I'm expecting something around that, and the target for that it's 5,460 or 5,400. Let's just leave it as that, right? Very important. After that, remember that we have a drop, right? Or we have, there we go, a drop, or we have kind of like a drop, right? So that's the drop that I'm looking for, maybe going all the way down to this area of support, and then finally make it to 7,000, right? So it's not that out of the table. It's not that imaginary, right? We are just in half of the way of the process of maybe getting there after the drop that we might be seeing, and then a constant move to the upside depending on the economical factor that we can see. So other than that, a little update on Bitcoin. Right now, we are a little bit on the water, barely on the water. We'll see if we can drop, but I mean, if we can hold, but we're piercing through that zero line. Through that trend line, and I'm going to be looking for the flip of the ribbon somewhere around here. So I'm going to hold it. So when we get in here, out, and then possible short. But that's for Bitcoin 5 minutes. Let me try it back to you, Piper.
All right, yeah, I'm just looking for at a couple of things here. Some interesting stuff. Looking at like fixed range volume profiles on monthly charts, stuff like that. It's pretty interesting what we have here. Give me 1 second to check one thing here. Okay, dynamic reactors on chart, and then let's go up here, put that on that bitty boy. That is interesting. Okay, that's the index. Let me go to Bitstamp. I mean, there we go. There we go. Baby, come back. All right, so we go in here and look at Bitstamp. Actually, we'll go back to the index, check it out. Let's go over here, OC. Check this out. I was just looking at like levels of fixed range volume profiles, cycle to cycle. And I'll go ahead and just isolate this over so I have the full chart for this. There we go. Check this out. We go in here, we put a fixed range volume profile from the bottom to the top. Okay. And I've got this set doing a 60% volume area. Okay. That level right there should be something to watch for, I believe. I'm still running some analysis on this real time analysis. Check this out. We pull this from back here again for the bottom back in 2019 to the top. Came in pretty close. Is that 60? Okay, yeah, that's 60. Came in pretty close to that level. I wonder what this is if it's 70. Let's go 70. It's way higher. Yeah, I think 60 is probably where we should be watching. Came in pretty close to being that level right there above it. But I wanted to go back and look though. That's why I said I'm still in the assessment stage on this. Where is our bottom here? It's going to be there. Okay. Fixed range volume profile. Bring this over because that's what I'm really in the mood for right now. Is watching for where is our what level should we be watching on the bottom side, right? Let's see here. That's pretty close also. This thing pretty much retraces down to about that 60 to 65% retracement on each cycle. That's 60 to 65% of that volume, right? This is the volume that it's looking at here, not the retracement level. Coming in at about 63,000. Your thoughts on this, OC? 63,000. What are you seeing on your higher time frame charts for Bitcoin that make you go 63,000? I'll allow it. What are you seeing on that?
Absolutely. Let's go and take a look at what we got. And by the way, let me just clean this up for a little minute because this is just getting way, way too complicated, right? So let me just get rid of this. And of course, let me clear this up in here. So where's my image? There it is. And I think that's pretty good. All right, so 63,000. Let's go over there. So 63, somewhere around. Well, I already have it 64. So not only it's an area that we've been talking about, right? It's an area already marked. Well, mine is at 64. 64,300, and right there we have the previous stop. Not only that, we have an area of liquidity, and not only that, let's go over to a couple of other charts because I have prepared a couple of other things on the same area. There it is. Same, where is it? 64. Well, in this case, just a little bit higher, and that has to do with the broker that we're looking at. In this case, it's Binance. Let me go to this one in here. There it is. So this is the area that I was talking about, the area of liquidity. Right there is not only coincide with this zone, but also, well, it's marked in here with this buy signal. So not only we know we have some volume residing there, but also we have a breakout. So that will be a very strong support to get to. And that could be, if we get there, I mean, I would actually be expecting that big dead cat bounce for then a further continuation lower. So yeah, pretty much it is the accumulation of possible of liquidity right there based on the previous two highs and the previous range that it took forever to break. So that's a pretty good area to start looking at right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go take a look at our stock list for our AI plays. I'm going to throw on We'll throw on a little magic here. That's the Piper kill box here from the Piper sniper kit. Make sure that 100 time frame chart. Perfect. I'm looking at this on the 4-hour right now. I want to put this on the daily, I think, though, and run this back even more. Yeah, there we go. Retracement levels. Yeah, check it out, guys. If we lose right now, we're sitting down below on Nvidia, down in the below the golden pocket. Almost got a perfect rejection there. These are auto printed on here. These there's your platinum pocket, your golden pocket. They auto print based on the last 100 candles, and it's all from the Piper Sniper kit here, designed for me by Chart Prime. It was awesome. So if you guys have Plus, you have access to this, or if you signed up using our link here on the channel, you also get access to this. But the Piper Sniper kit giving us bull market, giving us Fibonacci levels, and also coming in right here nicely on the daily dynamic reactor sitting right below us. I would say if we pull back down into the platinum pocket here again, guys, that's going to be a key area to buy in on Nvidia. That would also give us time for this to finish resetting down here at a lower level before coming back up on the oscillator. So watching that right now between 174, bottom side 170 would be a key buy area for me. Of course, we have to get through that dynamic reactor. So even if it's in that first level of the dynamic reactor and showing strength here on the oscillator, you might want to take it at that level. That's coming in right at 174, 175. So also, let's go take a look at AMD tearing off today, man. Good Lord. Everyone thought we were going to come down and close this gap. We had a huge daily gap here on AMD, and I think some people still think we are going to. Of course, if we went down that far, we'd be coming down into a platinum pocket, into the daily quantum reactor, and then a backup move. But we are looking a little bit oversold right now, so that might be a possibility that we see happen on that. This thing got a perfect bounce right there on the golden pocket before it bounced up. Other big movers today, MU. This is going to be Micron Technology. Shout out to BC Port Corp for this one here. This thing is just pushing on. It's going to make a whole new level, guys. This thing's not stopping at all. Micron tearing the roof off. This is in our AI data center stocks. This is under chips, okay? Looking at AI power and cooling, we got VRT. Nice golden pocket bounces there on that one. Also on the daily, lining up on the daily dynamic reactor. Had all the indications down here, uptrend, arrow, started to turn around, volume came up, printed our nice little green arrow down there and green dot and bounced perfectly in the golden pocket to the upside. Another beautiful play there. That's looking pretty strong right now, but we are hitting the VWAP. Be aware of that. Other big movers under the energy and utility. Let's see. We got BWXT coming in. This is BWX Technologies under energy and utility. Not looking too bad. Got a nice platinum pocket bounce. Again, daily dynamic reactor. If you guys can see, these indicators crush stocks. They do really good on crypto. They're amazing on stocks. And that was a nice bounce on the dynamic reactor platinum pocket on the Piper Sniper kit. And up it goes. Intel is up 11% today, Kenny said. I don't have Intel on here. Maybe I need to add Intel on here. Maybe. I'll have to take a look at it. Looking at our big movers here today on critical and copper, FCX is up 1.87%. Again, platinum pocket bounce. But check it out. Let's go check out Rio. Rio got a big gap up, but now it's trying to sell back off, making a whole new range here for us in the on the fibs levels, but kind of moving sideways here. I would wait on anything with Rio right now. How about BHP Group? This is your American Depository Receipt. Still climbing up. I would wait for another retracement. We got a gap down to about 64.38 on that, and that's why I would be making that move. You can see we're pretty top heavy. A lot of oversold or overbought indicators firing on the down here on the Oscillator Pro Plus. Goog. Goog's moving another move up to the side. Came down to about 320. Got a nice bounce on this previous level of resistance. Now chesting it as support. We do have a downtrend printing on the oscillator and money flow coming out, but it is looking like that. Like 309 would be a level that I would be very interested in picking up some more Google if we get there. Of course, we fired a pump indicator all the way back here on the daily. Bullish prophecy back in July of 2025, and it's been pretty much upward since then. That's it on the stock side for today, guys. AI data center moves looking pretty strong there. Let's go check Intel real fast and see what that's looking like. We're going to try to give you guys some more stock updates, especially on our watch list in here for you guys in the future shows. So, also, OC, just so you're tracking. While I'm gone, BC is going to be teaming up with you, BC Port Corp, to do the morning show. So he's going to be your co-host. He's not working any of those mornings, so he's going to be there. Yeah, Intel, man, whole new level, guys. Look at this. Look, golden pocket, upside move. Matter of fact, when we get there, uptrend. There it goes. Got a little. Hey, here's the indicator. Peak seeker, downtrend. Bearish divergence, did a nice little pullback, front ran off of that golden pocket, up it goes again. So, yeah, if you guys want access to any of these indicators, check out the link below, 45% off your first month. And you get access if you use that link to the Piper Sniper kit, auto printed fibs with my platinum pocket level on it. So, OC, what are you seeing? We got about 10 minutes before we head out of here. When will you be gone, Piper? Next week? I leave this Friday morning. OC, if you want to go ahead and get some altcoins, what you're watching on alts, we'll line that up. So these are fake. I'll send you the real ones. Alex, so you leave my clogs alone, man. But yeah, I'll take your clogs. You have nicer clogs for Dutchy than I have. I'm leaving Friday morning. The cruise leaves on Saturday. I'll be gone for 2 weeks. We're going to St. Martin, St. Thomas, St. Kitts, St. John, Cozumel, Ocho Rios, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and the Grand Caymans. So, but yeah, I leave Friday morning to drive down to Galveston. Saturday, we get on our cruise and sell out. We're gone for 2 weeks, and BC Port Corp will be holding it down with OC. But right now, OC's holding down some altcoins. What do you got for us, bro?
Absolutely. So we have a lot of alerts ringing throughout this couple of days, of course, because we've been going very low. So let's go over a couple of those, starting with TRX. And
hold on,
because
before you get in on that, Alex, I want to say something, Alex. Though, calling out my knockoffs, my flea market, my swap meet knockoffs over here of Dutchy's clogs, man. Like I'm selling like fake Louis Vuitton bags and shit. I love you, Alex.
Let's go. All right, so let's go over here, and we are into a big area of support. Very important. We have prime blocks in here along with order blocks, right? So those are in synchrony with those areas. So that is to be expected to be a big area of support. Does that mean going to the moon? Of course not, but we have our first area of support after this huge parabolic drop down, right? So still be careful because this pop might be going maybe just quite enough high just to get everyone trapped. And remember, I'm looking into the area of the flag for a possible short, right? So just keep your eyes open on that one. So let me add in here a retracement signal. Here it is. And I'm going to be looking for a farther target all the way down to 0.2793. Let's go over other ones, like for example, Netflix. I was looking at Netflix. I wanted to buy low Netflix, so we added a couple of alerts. Remember, here we have 85.36, and right now we are about to hit the 79.38. So are we in areas of entries? Yes, I am looking for a possible peak, picking up a little bit of Netflix in here, and that is because we are in the areas of big support. So if we take a look at the box where we should be bouncing off, well, we are just a little bit below that. And I don't quite have my indicator set up in here, but I do remember that we have a big area of support right here, especially a fair value gap in this zone. So keep your eyes open for, let me see if I have my oscillator. There we go. For a flip of the ribbon. That's what I'm going to be looking for. And that flip of the ribbon paired to your next support or resistance, that'll be fabulous to enter a possible trade or possible long on Netflix. So let me see if I can make those work. All right, good. Let me see if we have anything else right down below. And let's wait for that to wake up. There it is. All right, so not much down below. It's just set up for immediate areas, and we're breaking that zone still within big support. Let's go take a look at NQ1. And as we already have seen, it is bouncing strongly. If we go for that same boxing here and we start adding our indicators, we'll take a look at it. We will see that we have a bunch of resistance based on this range, and that is to be expected. So be careful with this one. There it is. So a possible movement to the upside continuation till the 25,600, and then a possible rejection back to our our loud order block right at 24,954. So Solana has been it's been a big pump since it's been dropping. Very important, it has broken the parabolic trend line like this. All right, that doesn't mean up only, but it does mean that we should be looking for something to play around this zone. Like, for example, when we break the parabolic movement here to the upside, we had a big retracement and then a big movement to the upside. So a pump and dump or a dump and pump. So I will be looking for something alike, but to the inverse. All right. And then, well, that will define whether if we are continuing to the downside or bouncing a little bit higher. I estimate, because we are below the zero line, that we are going to be continuing lower. H bar not really looking that great. We hit some low areas right in here, but we were not able to break through that trend line. So that's still pretty hard, a hard pill to solo, because I was actually expecting that breakout to happen and then had a retest somewhere around here and then going to take some areas of support, of resistance up in here. In fact, you can also see that I have a target being set in this zone. But so far, no entry. Yes, we have a bullish divergence, but we are not above that zero line. And finally, let's go over Jasmine. I repeated each part. I don't know why. Jasmine was one of the other ones that I was looking at, but still into a parabolic movement. As you can see, we need more than one trend line to actually feed that movement or that that fall. We are on a support zone, so kind of like an order block right there. Let me add my indicators really quickly. And that'll show us that, yes, despite we are reacting to it, we're still not above that zero line. And, well, this is just a soft order block. Look at the amount of the resistance that we get all the way up there. So if we break out and retest, that will be your area to short Jasmine. So let's go over that area. And as you can see, I was expecting a little bit of a bounce somewhere around here to then go lower, but we went straight out lower. So let me remove this alert. I don't think that will be right now too much of a use. And we're going to be using the 00783 on Jasmine. Remember, we are not bullish until we break the zero line. And getting closer to that zero line, it is to prepare for a short so far. So that's what I got on Altcoins. At this point, everything looks bearish, despite we have this little pump. Keep your eye open. And remember, Bitcoin is going to be leading the way.
So I'm sitting here looking at APMEX, because I like to look in there all the time and see what's, American Precious Metals Exchange, if you don't know, to see what it was, what it's looking like. Are you going to give me the extension? Always allow. Cool. It's not going to make it. It's going to be a washout. Warning, flashbang coming. I was looking at silver. Okay. And I find it interesting. Silver right now, looking at the chart, is like $93. But if I come over here and take a look at silver, look at the prices on silver right now for the 1 ounce, 102, 104, generic silver as low as 101. Of course, they're adding to the spot price, but look at copper, OC. Look at copper, bro. Pre-sale. Out of alert me, meaning it's not available. Out of stock, alert me. You want some copper? You want some copper? Because you're not getting it from American Precious Metals Exchange. It's alert me or out of stock or pre-sale on everything on copper right now. I can't. Are you talking?
Yes, sorry, I was talking. This is pretty alarming on what might be happening here, but that also indicates that we might have a lot of construction coming in, and that could be instead of a bad warning, will be a hey. At this point, we could be going, well, we could be going bad on the economy, but it is projected to go even higher. Remember that we're keeping track on the data centers that use a lot of copper. So we'll see how that develops, but I think that's a good signal.
All right. Well, it looks like I've got a delay, but that's fine. We're going to head out of here right now. OC's got to go to his class at Chart Prime. So I appreciate you, OC. Sorry for the delay on the video versus audio here, guys. But we're going to head out of here. Appreciate everyone that joined us here today. And we'll be back here tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. OC should be back tonight for Trade Live with OC Guy. And we will get back to you guys tomorrow morning with the news, the charts, the markets, the headlines, and everything you need to have knowledge. Until next time, guys, trade safe, use some risk management. And as always, peace, love, profits. We're out.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart Prime visual signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional, damn it.
We'll see you at the next
Don't
one.
know what the fuck they're doing.
Morning market report out. 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 Out.
Boom shakalaka.
We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report. Ow.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?